Hi all, I'm Reena Chaladurai. I'm a solutions architect at Fluke, and today I'll be taking a tutorial on SQL Server. So before we get started with SQL Server, we will try to understand the concepts of database and see how it is related to the SQL Server, and we will move further for more practical examples. Let's get started. What is a database? A database is a collection of related data. Then what is a data? Data are generally defined as facts that are recorded from the real world and they have an implicit meaning to it. For example, an address book is a data. We store the names of the people in ascending order along with their contact number and addresses in the address book. So if we need to look up a particular person's contact, we can just look up easily because they are sorted alphabetically when stored. So this is a very good example of a data. So collection of lot of related data forms a database. This is a very simple definition of a database, but in the digital world, when we define a database, they need to satisfy 3 properties. So the properties that a database need to have first is they need to represent some part of the real world. They need to be a fact that is from the real world. For example, if a cost of a pen is 10 rupees last week and the cost of the pen is going to be 20 rupees from this week, we need to reflect that fact. So it is a data from the real time and it has to reflect with time. It doesn't stay the same because it reflects whatever is happening in the real world. Only then it's a fact. The second property a database needs to have is that it should be a collection of data that makes sense. So we cannot store two different facts that are not related to each other and call it a database. They need to be related to each other so that they have a proper meaning. We cannot store all the flight data and a student information into the same database because they don't make sense. They need to be related to each other. The information should be related to each other. And the third and the last property is all the data that is related to each other should have a purpose. So when we say the data should have a purpose, the facts that are stored and are related to each other must be for solving or understanding or analyzing as well as seeing the facts together. If we do not have the purpose, storing the data just like that wouldn't make sense. So specifically, if you have to say it in a shorter way, a database is just a source of data or database has some source from which the data is derived and that data can be interacted with based on the events that have happened in real time and the values change correspondingly, and there are some set of audiences who would be interested in the contents of the data, what it is, what it has, and how it can be used. So let's see about SQL Server now. So SQL Server is a relational database management system. A relational database management system is where we can relate the data or the fact in a more tabular form, where a particular fact can be divided into attributes and all the attributes together form the fact. The example that we took previously for defining a data was of the address book. If we take the same example, the fact is that the name The address and the phone number together form the fact. But individually, the name is an attribute, the phone number is an attribute, and the address is an attribute. So a SQL Server is a relational database management system where your data is represented in a tabular model and each of the column represents the attribute and the record represents a fact. Each of the fact can be uniquely identified by a key. SQL Server is developed by Microsoft. It was initially released 31 years back with SQL Server 1.0 as the version number in April of 1989. The most recent stable release of SQL Server is the SQL Server 2019, which was released on November 4 of 2019. In the next lesson, we will look at the DML and the DDL statements of the SQL Server